everyone, and welcome to another continuation of HiveSwap FriendSim. When we last left off, we started Volume 5 of Affection Unwanted and or Untrue. And we went with Polypa's path. I kind of find it funny how in the beginning she was like covered up or whatever, and now she isn't. But now we're going with Zebra's Zebra Kodak path. Your stroll takes you into a nice part of town that seems to have larger, more McMansion-style hives. Based on your past experience on Alternia, you're not quite certain that upper-class enclaves equal safety for you. But you might as well explore. You never know when you'll find your next friend. Power of positive thinking must be on your side, because someone emerges out of the shadows of these sprawling suburbs. Oh, hello there. I don't believe we've met. I'm sure I would have remembered someone with such unique looks. You don't know where you are, do you? By this point in your time on Alternia, you don't know if it is wise to admit that you're lost and naive to the ways of the world. But you don't know what you... But you don't know what you could say to try and convince this guy you've got any kind of street smarts. You nod your head reluctantly, but he actually looks more interested in you after the confirmation that you're new to the neighborhood. Have you perhaps found someone who likes you for your ability and naivety? That would sure be fantastic luck. It's a good thing that I found you. Not everyone is as respectful of Lowbloods as I am. Oh, but I shouldn't make assumptions just because you're not much to look at. My bad. I don't mean to be forward, but you're just so interesting. Mind if I ask what your blood color is? You hesitate. While you're still terrifyingly ignorant of the intricacies of Alternian society, you're starting to feel terrifyingly informed about the role that blood color plays in this world. And you manage to gather by now that plain old human red isn't considered one of the better colors to have. What do you do? This is still truth, I guess. Red, huh? Well, that's so unique. I've always liked the color red. I don't think I've ever filled a quadrant with red blood before. I mean, I don't think I've ever made friends with a red blood before. You don't know what quadrant is, or what it means to fill one. Given your experience on this planet so far, you're nervous that it could mean something violent. But you don't want to further expose your ignorance, so you just say that you're as excited for this friendship as he is. You come on strong. Nice. You need a place to stay for the day, right? I can help you out with that. I've got plenty of spare rooms for guests in my hive. You know, because I believe it's important to help out the undeserved members of the community when you can. My hive is this way. Shall we? Follow him down the street. You guess it must qualify as a nice night because you see a lot of other trolls walking around here too. Most of them are dressed as nice as Zebra, and you see a few shabbier looking trolls that must be Lowbloods walking with Highbloods. Today is actually flushed formation day, so you'll see a lot of trolls taking their mate spirits out to celebrate. Lucky for you, my flush quadrant is currently empty, so I'm all yours tonight. That sounds a little weird. He doesn't need to be all yours, you assure him. You're an easygoing individual who's happy to share their friends with plenty of other friends. Sure. Sharing would be a good time if you're into that. I could be speaking personally, like maybe with 2 Lowbloods, but not in an objectifying way. Everyone involved has to respect each other, you know? Wow, what? You have no idea how your innocent comment about friendship got taken to this particular place. You decide that maybe the best thing to say here is nothing. Because who knows what he might say, or what he might misinterpret next. Who knows how he might misinterpret you next. Looks like there are a lot of high-blood, low-blood couples out tonight for the holiday. Pretty unusual to see in this neighborhood, to be honest. It's sad, but most of these low-bloods are probably with their mate sprits because it's socially advantageous. Pretty shitty if the high-bloods take advantage of that. But not everyone is as socially conscious as I am. I wonder how Zebra turned out to be so much of a dickhead in HiveSwap. I wonder how. I think it's super terrible when high-bloods don't treat their low-blood mate sprits like the queens that they are. Yay. You look around at all the other couples. The class divide is pretty noticeable, and some of the high-blood trolls have scornful looks on their faces when talking to their low-blood dates. One troll dressed in Cerulean. One troll dressed in Cerulean is making her shabbily dressed mate sprit kneel down so he can give her a ride on his shoulders. It could maybe be a cute coupley thing, you guess, except she's sure laughing a lot and has the heel of her boot pressing into the back of his neck. You don't want to speculate about what people might be into, but it does seem kind of humiliating. Zebra sees where you're looking and shows theatrically. In the process of waving his arms around in disgust, he slips an arm over your shoulders. I'm so sorry, you shouldn't have to see something like that. You're trying to think of a tactful, friendly way to move away from his arm around your shoulders, and you arrive at what must be his hive. It's the biggest and most McMansion-y hive on the block. When he stops in front of it, he lets go of you to gesture proudly at a sprawling home. Welcome to my humble abode. I just feel grateful, you know, to be able to share my wealth with the less fortunate. Of course, Zebra has a Zebra Lucis. What a surprise. When you walk inside the front door, you're greeted by a very distinguished looking white zebra. It has normal zebra markings all over its body, except for around its neck, where the dark gray zags have formed a shape that looks more like a bow tie, almost like it's wearing a suit. It does. You don't know how its zebra face is managing to radiate pure disdain when it looks at you, but this is unquestionably the energy you're getting. Don't mind my Lucis. He's kind of socially old-fashioned. But he lets me keep Lowbloods around the hive to help out and stuff, so he's not all bad. Let me give you the grand tour. Zebra takes you through the spacious hive. You can see other trolls in several of the rooms. Most of them aren't wearing clothes as nice as Zebra's. You're guessing these are Lowbloods he just mentioned? They seem to all be doing chores. Sweeping, cooking, exchanging green slime in the troll-sized bathtubs for possibly fresher green slime. Each of them glances up at you and Zebra when you pass by. They look deferently away. The zebra loses his following you, and every time you exit a room, it pauses in the doorway to whinny out what could be orders, or possibly he's just berating them. You arrive at an empty ballroom-looking space upstairs, where several Lowbloods are hard at work cleaning up the remains of what must have been quite a party. Zebra seems to noticing how all the trolls in here are scrubbing the floor, how they are all avoiding your eyes. See, I told you I take in plenty of guests. I believe it's important to promote diversity, you know? So that's why you don't have to see other indigo bloods here. Looks like all the guests are busy today. Well, an important part of communal living involves contributing your labor when it's necessary, right guys? Few Lowbloods mutter affirmation, while others just put their sponges and mops down to prostrate their whole bodies on the floor. Zebra looks a little uncomfortable with the bowing, but not that uncomfortable. He doesn't introduce you to any of them. They don't all realize yet that my hive is a sanctuary from the harsh injustices of the outside world. Anyway, enough about my low-blood guests. Let's take care of you, shall we? Perhaps this Lucis has had enough of tolerating your presence, because it takes the opportunity to stop following you and go huff at more of Zebra's guests. Now, for better or worse, you are alone with Zebra. You are alone, and Zebra has turned all his attention on you. His smile seems very friendly. You want to see it as friendly. The night is still young. I'm happy to do whatever you want to do. Feel like going out on the town to celebrate Flush Affirmation Day? I have lots of other friends I could introduce you to. Help you meet the right kind of culture, you know? Or if you're tired, I could show you to your guest room now and we can have a nice night in. Go out or stay in? Out. Let's go out. You're not crazy about the idea of being alone with this guy for the rest of the night. Plus, if he's as popular as he says, that means more potential friends for you to meet. You tell him you're interested in going out. Cool. Sounds like a great time. I'll just go get ready. Actually, I think I'm in the mood for a nice quiet night in. Maybe television streaming service with the lower the temperature. That's cool with you. Boy. If that has the same connotations as it does on Earth, it's not cool with you. You stumble through expressing some misgivings, but he talks over you. Great. Sounds like we both feel like staying in tonight. I'm not gonna lie. I'm psyched to stay in and have you all to myself. Blech. I just want you to feel comfortable with whatever we choose to do. You're not sure why he asked what you wanted to do, since your preferences don't seem to matter much. My Lucis and my guests have probably prepared a delicious meal for you by now, but let's finish the tour first. I assume you want to see my room. You tell him sure. Bedrooms are a great way for people to express their personalities, and as his friend, you're interested in getting to know him better. He doesn't seem to have heard part of that sentence, but it's okay. Hopefully, he got the gist. When you get to his enormous room, it's decorated with the posters of musicians on the wall and what seem to be social justice slogans. One poster has a symbol with clawed hands in several different colors, coming together to hold a trident, with the word unity underneath it. Another poster features a rainbow of colors ranging from rust to olive green that proclaims him to be a low-blood ally. Two other low-blood servants are in here. One of them standing on a stepladder to dust some high shelves while the other crawls around on the floor scrubbing and picking up wrappers that Zebra seems to just have littered there. Pretty sweet place, right? You look confused by the posters. Your music taste probably isn't refined enough to have heard of my favorite bands. I only listen to subversive musicians that speak truth to power. Luckily, you have me to teach you how to confront your privilege and support marginalized artists. Also, did you notice my rad pile is a perfect setup for feelings jams with your Moirail? He winks at you. You don't know what a Moirail is or what he means by feelings jam, which sounds like in theory it could be a nice thing, but maybe not given the sleazy way he says it. You tell him that it looks like a very nice pile of things. You spot a couple of pillows, what looks like a puppet with a disturbingly long nose, some rainbow ties, a few horseshoes. You look intrigued. Want to lie down on it for a second? We don't have to do anything, but sometimes it'd be nice to just, pacify each other a little bit. Sprawls on the pile in what he probably thinks is an enticing way. Like he wants you to draw him like one of your French girls. You turn away to try and hide the disturbed expression on your face, because turning down his advances probably isn't the best way to secure his friendship. As your eyes cast around about the rest of the room, you notice that the Lowblood servant scrubbing the floor is having a coughing fit. You tell that she's trying to cough unobtrusively, but it seems like she's hacking her lungs up, with each big cough racking her body making her shoulders shake. Concerned, you crouch down by her side. She jumps when you notices your concern and mumbles that she's fine and you don't need to worry. But she doesn't look fine. Now that you're getting a closer look, you can tell that she seems to be underfed and exhausted, with sickly shadows on her eyes and scraped up knees and elbows. She looks bad, and you know bad, considering how much of your time you've recently spent stumbling around with various excruciating injuries. You mentioned to Zebra that his guest is not looking so good. He frowns, getting up from his pile of stuff to come navigate, blinking down at you in confusion and not sparing a glance for the Lowblood. What? What are you even talking about? Simon tries to get back to your scrubbing, but she struggles with coughing and scrubbing simultaneously. It's hard for you to watch. Surely she would feel better if she took a break or ate something or drank. You asked Zebra about the hot meal he said was being cooked for you. Maybe you could give some of it to this poor sick troll. Geez, you're making me look bad. There's no way a guest in my house could be going hungry. I respect Lowbloods and do everything in my power to take care of them. What? You think you think you're a better ally than I am? Considering your status or lack thereof of this planet, you're not sure you count as an ally as much as a member of the oppressed underclass, but you let that slide. You hasten to explain that you didn't mean to criticize him, and you're sure he's doing a fine job of being an ally to Lowbloods. Yeah, well, it's not easy. Whatever. Maybe we should go eat now. I don't feel like having a feelings jam anymore. He turns and leaves the room without showing any sign that he'll do something for the sick Lowblood. He mouths an apology to her behind his back. She just gives you a tired wave and goes back to scrubbing. Zebra leads you downstairs to the dining room, where Lucius is supervising a team of Lowbloods sitting at the table with what looks like a 4-course meal. The look on the Lucius' zebra face is now even more disdainful than before. Its bow tie seems angrier. Same bow tie. Looks like dinner is almost ready. Cool. Of course, you're probably not going to offer to pay for any of it, are you? Figures. Lowbloods, trolls in general, are always expecting me to provide for them without ever offering any conspicuous in return. For once, you're kind of glad that you're unfamiliar with his alien vocabulary and innuendo. You have absolutely no money, which he definitely knows. Came back for the dinner and friendship? Yeah, well, I'm not sure if I want to be friends with someone who has a problem with the way I do activism. I have it on good authority for every other Highblood I know that my intersectional praxis is valid. stumble over your words in your haste to assure him that you in no way meant to say he is not valid. You've never met a troll so valid. No one believes in his validity more than you do. Whatever, let's just eat. Both sit down at a table while the Lowbloods set the table, light the candles, and serve the appetizer course. You can't help but notice that most of them look just as malnourished and sickly as the troll upstairs, but it might be best not to bring that up again. You just eat in silence for a while, and Zebra looks like he's stewing over something. Then he sets his fork down and looks over at the table at you with a frown. You know what? I just realized. Totally denied my Lowblood her own agency when you questioned me about not feeding her. Yeah, what you said was totally problematic. You don't respect Lowbloods at all, do you? Not like I do. Tried to apologize, saying it was not your intention to disrespect anyone, but that you're sorry you apparently did. It doesn't let you get the words out. People don't realize how tough it is to be a high-blood troll who believes in social justice. Seriously, I faced my own kind of oppression for speaking out and being an activist for low-blood rights. For one thing, I never get the cancellation or conspicuous whatever the fuck I deserve. My quadrants are always getting unfilled because no one else agrees with my radical views. I thought you'd be different, but you don't get it either. Try to tell him that he's got you all wrong. You agree with his radical views and believe in low-blood rights, which is why you were concerned for his guests in the first place. But he acts like you didn't say any of what you just said. You're just another one of the oppressors, complicit in the unequal power structures of our fucked up society. Your lack of awareness of your own privilege really makes me sick. You must think you're so oppressed with your red blood and multiple entries. But what you're doing now, rejecting me and criticizing me, it's really exactly the same as the subjugators due to the Lowbloods they cull. You probably deserve whatever shitty position you have in society. Unlike me, I deserve to have this nice house and Lowblood servants and full quadrants for being such a good activist, okay? He's standing up now, advancing on you with a zebra, stamping its hoofs threateningly at his side. You scramble back, trying to make your way to the front door. It's tricky because you have to step around all the Lowbloods who seem to feel strongly that they should get away from Zebra when he's angry. You don't make it to the front door fast enough on your own. With a terrifying equine scream, Zebra's Lucis rears up on its hind legs, strikes you with its hooves, battering you through the front door and breaking some of your recently healed ribs again. Take your privilege and offensive views and get out. Anyone who doesn't respect Lowbloods is not welcome as a guest in my hive. Game over. It would behoove you to stay away. Alright, show me to my room, please. You think that going out with Zebra on Fleshlight Formation Day might potentially give him the wrong idea. And besides, you're pretty tired so you don't feel like going out. You tell him you're ready to retire to your guest room now. Sure. Oh, bruh. By the way, have you heard of Chixie Rocksmer? Roismer? Probably haven't. You don't seem like you're a very serious music fan. But you've got a great opportunity tonight to learn from me. One of our Lowblood musician friends is playing a show for the holiday, and I can get us in because I'm super connected in the scene. We should go just in case she's there. You could have sworn you told him you wanted to stay in tonight, but okay, you can gather the remains of your energy and go out to this concert with him. That's what a good friend would do. I want to go outside. He wants to stay inside. I want to stay inside. He wants to go outside. I had no choice in the matter, basically. Takes you across town to the concert, only trying to hold your hand or put his arm around you a couple times on the way. So it could be worse. Maybe hand-holding is totally platonic on Alternia? You hope so. The concert itself is one troll with a guitar and a harmonica who, according to Zebra, is a Lowblood whose songs are spreading truly radical messages, almost as radical as Chixie's. You enjoy the tunes as much as you can, but you don't understand what the lyrics are trying to say. You ask Zebra what the lyrics mean, since the message is apparently important to him, but he gets annoyed with your question. What? The lyrics are about, well, they're about a lot of things. Social justice and oppression and stuff. It's hard to explain to someone who doesn't already get it. Like, if you're not on my level already, I don't know what I can really say, you know? Enough about music. I want to talk about you. What sort of things are you into? You haven't had many opportunities on Alternia to talk about your interests. How exciting, you say, that you like playing games, but he's already interrupting you. Cool, sounds great, really interesting stuff. But what's your quadrant situation like? It's hard to pretend that you don't know what he's talking about now that he's asked you about quadrants directly. You admit that you have no idea what he means by quadrant situation. Well, you're even more clueless than I thought. Don't worry, I still find you attractive. He goes into a brief, but not really brief enough, explanation of the 4 types of romance on Alternia. Mate Sprit, the flesh quadrant, which to you sounds the most analogous to human romantic partnerships. More Aelgins, the pale quadrant, which sounds like an exceptionally codependent friendship by human standards. Auspicism, the ashen quadrant, which you don't understand at all. The Kismistude, the black quadrant, which just sounds repeatedly hooking up with someone you hate. You're fuzzy on the details of all 4 of these, but you understand enough to get that he's asking you if you're single. You tell him that you are just want to be friends. Of course, I super respect your choices. If you ever change your mind, I'm right here, and being in a quadrant with an influential, yet sensitive and socially aware indigo blood like myself could make it a lot easier for you to survive and thrive on Alternia. Wasn't he criticizing that kind of high blood and low blood socially advantages relationship just a few hours ago? It wouldn't be very friendly of you to point out his hypocrisy, so you don't mention it. After another song, another troll at the club slides Sidlos up to Zebra and whispers something in his ear, then skulks off again. Zebra looks alarmed, glancing around him and edging toward the club exit. I just got a tip there's about to be culling at this concert. We should get out of here. You definitely agree with him about wanting to get out of here. You look around at the rest of the audience, so enjoying the show. You and Zebra are the only ones getting ready to leave. Is he going to warn any of the other trolls here of the danger? Oh no, definitely not. If I were to warn any of these Lowblood that a culling is coming, that could mean risking my life too. Not that I've ever tried, but everyone knows that. Highbloods will probably be fine though. We've got each other's backs. It's important to look after your comrades in the struggle. Sure enough, you can see that the other trolls here, who, much like Zebra, stand out because they're really wearing nice clothes, are casually but urgently leaving the concert venue. The Lowbloods are still clapping and singing along with the singer on stage. No one has given them a tip-off. Come on, we've got to scram. The 2 of you abscond, getting away from the music club as fast as your legs can carry you. By the time Zebra decides it's safe to slow down, you are tired and out of breath. Looking around, it seems you've arrived back in the high blood part of town. You wonder if Jones have descended on all of those trolls at the club now, and you just can't hear it because this neighborhood is too far away, closed off and sheltered from the violence. Phew, that was a close one. Going to Lowblood cultural events like that can be dangerous, but it's one of the risks you have to take if you want to be an activist. I can't tell you how many times I've risked a calling to fight for Lowblood rights. Civil disobedience is the only way to fight for the authoritarian state. He turns to you and takes one of your hands in both of his, looking deep into your eyes. I just think it's cool how you supported me back there when we risked our lives for the cause. That's probably the best way you can contribute as an activist and ally, you know, by supporting me. Speaking of activism, we were talking about quadrants earlier. Let's get back to that. This guy just does not want to take no for an answer. Once again, he reiterates that friendship is what you're looking for here. He nods enthusiastically and squeezes your hand tighter. Fuck yeah, I love friendship. I've always believed that a strong friendship is the best foundation for any successful romantic relationship. And many trolls start by being friends first and enter into a quadrant later. Even if you try and be friends with them, but then fight too much, you can still prepare you for Calichinus quadrant. Either way, the thought of being your friend makes my blood pusher beat a little faster. Sure, you say? If what we're doing is extolling the benefits of friendship, then boy do you have some things to add to his list. For instance, friendship can give you a sense of platonic companionship with your fellow man. And friends can also come in handy when you need someone to help you move or take you to the airport or other non-romantic activities. You think friendship is a great thing to pursue for its own merits. Friendship is so great that once you have it, why would you want anything more? Oh yeah, totally. You're so right that friendship is a great first step. Did you enjoy the concert tonight? Did it persuade you to be an ally for Lowblood rights? You think that, going by your blood color and how often you have almost gotten killed by those more powerful on this planet, you're more like a member of the oppressed underclass than you are an ally. But you decide not to split the hairs and just tell them that yes, you'll be an ally to yourself. That's fantastic. So happy to hear that. If you're an ally to Lowbloods, then I'll allow you to be my mate friend, you correct him. You'd be his friend. Right, sure, yep. I meant to say friend. Now let's go with your hand finally, which at least counts for a partial victory, and winks. Victory. Yay. Lines say you have a high blood color. Oh, really? It's not that I don't want to be friends with other high bloods, but I'm a busy troll, you understand. So I only befriend folks that I might say, you know, want to fill a quadrant with someday. Besides, high bloods just don't need as much help in our unjust society. Stay awakened. He pumps his fist in the air and you immediately copy him, but the gesture doesn't seem to be enough to change his mind that you're not being oppressed enough for his taste. So, I just don't think it's going to work out between us. Out of his league. Game over. Well, that will be all for this time on HiveSwap FriendSim. If you liked the video, like it. If you want to see more of my content, subscribe. And yeah, have a good day and do what you do best.